Welcome to Fantasy or Reality, the GPP. Whatever road you took to get here doesn't matter. What matters is you're here. And my hope is that we all can help one another in this journey. Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Steve, your host. The last time I placed a bet was May 2nd of 2021. And in this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about where we are and where we want to be. That's a question I think we should ask ourselves, irregardless of the fact if we have a addiction or not. But it's a good question, I think. At least myself here. I'm always thinking, where am I today? Is this where I want to be? Am I happy with the position I'm in? And obviously, for a long time, if you've listened to this at all, you know that I was not happy with where I was. I wasn't happy with where I was financially. I wasn't happy with where I was emotionally and physically. I have always been happy with my family and my wife and my kids, but it took some time to really develop that self-worth where I felt like I was being the best I could be for them and for myself. So today, I'd like to just ask, you and myself, am I happy with where I am today? As we speak, it is, I believe, January 21st of 2023. Middle of winter. It's been a few weeks. It's been about 5 weeks since I've done one of these. But I had to kind of reassess what I wanted to do with this podcast. And, the last few I had done, I was doing out on the road because I wanted to get some more podcasts up. And I wasn't really happy with how they were coming out. The audio quality wasn't great. But I guess at that time, I wanted to get more episodes out. But I just wasn't happy with what how it was coming out. So I've taken some time and decided that when I record these things, I'm just going to record them in the office on, an actual decent microphone when I can get to it. And, I'm not going to hold myself to any crazy schedule. And, I am back down here towards the end of January. And surprisingly, it hasn't been that crazy cold of a winter up here in the upstate region of New York. So I'm happy about that, considering I work outside. But where am I today? It's been over 20 months since I placed a bet. It's been probably around 18 months since I really dedicated myself to my physical fitness, really got back into my music and self-improvement and all the things that I talk about on this podcast and I do on a daily basis. So, yes, I can say I'm happy with where I'm at today. An example of something that happened yesterday that in the past would have really thrown me for a loop and really, again, thrown me back into the reality of my situation back when I was gambling and all that negative self-talk and self-worth and all that fun stuff, was yesterday, on Friday, I was heading to work. I had gotten up at 3:30, started my car to warm it up because it was about 20 degrees in the morning. Went out around 4 to start to head to work so I can go and get my workout in before I got to start at 5. I get maybe, a mile and a half away from my house, and all of a sudden, the radio starts to flicker on and off, and then a battery indicator light comes up, and I'm like, uh-oh, I know what this is. I got a 2011 Kia, and, it's got a little over 150,000 miles on it. This is probably the alternator starting to go. So I go to turn around, more indicator lights start coming on. Start driving back, all of a sudden power steering starts to go. I'm like, oh God, please, let me just get as close back to my house as possible or to a auto repair shop. And I'm going, and it just keeps losing power, and all of a sudden, it is about 4:20 in the morning, and my car just says, that's it for you, buddy boy. You ain't going nowhere now." So I literally was stopped under a railroad bridge, halfway in the road and halfway out of the road. And my first thought was, all right, well, this kind of is what it is. Let me assess the situation. I'm going to have to call in sick to work. I'm going to have to call a tow truck and get it to a shop. I didn't get upset about it. I mean, it was annoying, of course. No one wants to deal with that. But I know that if I had been gambling at this point, I would probably not have the money I need to call a tow truck and get the car fixed. Or if I did, it would really put a huge dent in, and I'd be stressed about the money and be stressed about, oh, I lost this amount of money. I could have had this money to take care of this, but I lost all this. And it just would have been another thing to add to the list. And it would have been one of those things where in addiction, it's, what you're doing is wrong, but you almost kind of convince yourself, at least with the gambling addiction, that, one big win in this can fix everything. Kind of living in that self-delusion, or at least I was. But, an event like this, I completely would have been brought right back to reality, and just thinking, oh my God, the money I need to get this tow and get this car fixed, I lost this last night, or I lost this last week, and what a pile of garbage you are, dude. What is wrong with you? And I can tell you at that moment, of course, I would not have been happy with where I was at. But because of where I'm at today, I'm in a much more better financial state. No one wants to have to spend money on this stuff, but this is just the kind of stuff that happens in life, Your alternator's going to die sometimes. Stuff's going to happen with your car. Stuff's going to happen with your house. Stuff's going to happen. Your shoes are going to fall apart. You're going to need some new shoes, whatever it is. Nothing lasts forever, and you're always going to need to replace stuff. Stuff's going to break. And now we can kind of plan for that, save for that. And I'm in a much more better financial state. My wife and I are in a much better financial state. She is starting a job. She has actually started a job working in this industry of helping people out. If you've listened back to the previous episodes, you know that she has been working on becoming a therapist is what she wants to become, and she's well on her way. She's got 1 year left to get her bachelor's degree, and she's working really hard with that, and I'm very proud of her. I know she's going to do great. She's already been doing a great job at school. She got on the dean's list. She's my smart girl, and now she's working for a gambling council, where she's going to be answering helplines, and I'm very proud of her. So if you reach out for help, you never know, you might be talking to my beautiful wife there. So, but yeah, so back to the story. I once I broke down, I called into work, let them know the situation. Found a towing company. At this point it was it had kind of snowed overnight. It was kind of a rainy, sleety kind of evening, morning. So I figured for sure this is going to take hours for anybody to get to me. So I literally called the first number that came up, the closest tow service to me. Guy answered the phone in like 3 rings. He said, yeah, I'll be there in 5 minutes. And the guy was there in 3 minutes, right down the road. There earlier than he said he was going to be. While I was waiting, another motorist, checked on me, see how I was, saw that my lights weren't on, parked behind me, put his 4-ways on. There are some really good people out there. And, that guy stayed for a few minutes to help me out, to make sure I was safe. And then the tow truck flatbed driver came. He got me up to the auto body shop. This happened at 4:20. He had me picked up, dropped off at the mechanics, and he ended up driving me home, and I was back home by 5 a.m. And I wasn't stressing about it. which is almost kind of nuts to me because, in the past, this would have been something I would have been stressed about so much. Like the amount of money it costs, the stress of having to call out sick to work, and the stress of this financial burden. But I knew it was just going to be okay. Whatever it was, I got off the road safely. I got home safely. No one got hurt. My car's where it's got to be to get fixed. And whatever it is, it is. Um, it's just money. I will earn more. We will earn more. And my car will get fixed and I'll be able to go back to work on Monday. Not stressed about it. I've been able to do a little bit extra at work recently where I've been able to make a little bit of extra money, so it's not even a thing. My wife is starting to work, so it's you know, I'm very comfortable and happy with where I'm at today, where we are at today. And I'm only here because of the hard work and the dedication I've put in over the last 20 plus months to changing this mindset. And like, this doesn't just happen overnight. This did not just happen because I just said it was going to happen. I had to put in a lot of work through meetings and through therapy and through all the stuff I talk about through this podcast. So, I'd like you to ask yourself, am I happy with where I'm at today? Am I as far along in my journey as I'd like to be? And if that answer is no, I mean, I promise you, man, or whoever's listening to this, it can get better. Um, I never thought I could get to a mindset like this where my car would break down and I would not be stressed about the money. I'll get it fixed and, either I'll drive the thing for a little while longer and then try to get another used car or whatever just to get back and forth to work. I don't need anything crazy. I just go to work and back with this car. Everything else, we pretty much use my wife's car. So it's not like I need some crazy extravagant car. But yeah, you can get there. Back 20 months ago, I didn't think I could, you know, get out of bed without having a negative mindset. Um, yeah, I mean, life is good today. Like I took that day, cleaned up some snow around the house and the driveway, but I took the day to kind of just relax a bit. My wife was still doing training for work and schoolwork and whatnot, so I spent the day. I got a good workout in at home, um, which felt really great. It feels good to, do my 5 workouts a week and see the change, see where I'm at. I was able to sit down and play and almost complete a song. I got the music done and I'm like halfway done with the lyrics. Um, you know, One of the things also I've been doing this past month is I basically have cut sugar out and just about all flour. So no bread, um, no pretzels, no snacks, no desserts, no pizza. I know I've talked about how I would typically have pizza once a week, dessert once a week as kind of like a balance kind of thing. But I kind of set a goal for myself. I wanted to see where I could get if I cut that stuff out for approximately 6 weeks. I started January 1st, and I'd like to get to mid February. Um, and I like the way I feel. I like where I've gotten, and I've lost a few more pounds, and I feel like I'm looking a little better here, looking a little bit more svelte over here, and that makes me feel good. That I've set a goal and I'm sticking to it, and I can see the changes, which is the same thing that will happen if you set a goal and stick to it in your recovery life. It's you're not going to notice the changes on a day-to-day basis, but when you ask yourself, where am I at today, and look back, you'll see the hard work you've put in has actually changed your life, changed your mindset. Um, Also, man, I gotta say, for Christmas, my wife got me probably the best, not probably, she got me the best gift I've ever received in my life. Like I've been playing guitar for 25 plus years, and I've always had this wish list kind of item that I've always wanted, and it was a Taylor acoustic guitar, and these things are not cheap. I'm not going to say how much they are, but it is not cheap. Um, and it was one of those things where she had gotten it for me. She had told me when she gave it to me for Christmas that it was, you know, you've been working so hard, and I'm really proud of where you've gotten and the changes you've made. And I know you've always wanted this, and this is something you deserve. And my God, it's like angelic, magical. I don't know, if you don't play guitar, I understand you're just going to be, you have no idea what I'm talking about, which is fine. But man, this acoustic guitar, this Taylor, it's a 414 CE Grand Auditorium, if you know what that is. It is a gorgeous guitar, beautiful sound, beautiful tone, and I just love picking the thing up and playing it and writing songs on it. And I'm in the middle of writing a song about a day that my family, my wife and kids kind of had together, and just kind of reflecting on that day. And that again, right there, it's like another affirmation of like, I put all this hard work in, my wife realizes it, and then like she gets this guitar for me for Christmas that I've always wanted. And just happened to be where she knew she was going back to work. She knew that it was something that we could afford. And just another thing where it's like, if I was in this negative mindset still, I would never have this guitar. I would not have the affirmation from my wife saying these things. And looking at that guitar, I can look and see like, this is because of this journey I've been on. These songs I can write are because of this journey I've been on. And it is not always easy, and the days are not always good. And there are still some hard days between my wife and I. It's not perfect. There are still trust issues that we are building back up. But most days are good. Most days are great. And you can get there too. But yeah, so yeah, between what happened with the car this week, and being able to just be able to enjoy the day, and write and get a good workout in, and be able to do, some stuff around the house or whatever, being able to stick to my workout regimen program, even though I couldn't make it to work to where my gym is. And yeah, I can say I am happy with where I'm at today. And I hope you can say the same. If you're not, that's okay. It's a long process, and you just take it day by day. I know in the GA program they say take it a day at a time, but literally just work at it one day. Just worry about what you can do today. What can I do to improve my mindset today? Whether that's dedicating yourself to something like working out or another hobby, whether that's just going to a meeting, whether that's just making a phone call. These little things will add up, and little by little, it will help change your mindset. It will help change you, and that's why I do this. I like to share my story to see where I'm at today, to let someone know out there that in your early days when you're feeling like life is over, like you are the worst thing on earth, that through hard work, through dedication to some type of recovery program, and just committing to improving yourself just on a day-to-day basis, and not being so hard on yourself, that you can get a better life. You can improve your mindset. You do not always have to be stuck in this wave of addiction, this wave of self-hate and low self-worth. Yeah, so life's good today. I hope it is for you too. So ask yourself once again, where am I today? And am I happy with where I'm at? Thank you for listening. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Here's where to get help. You can call or text 1-800-522-4700. That's the National Council on Problem Gambling. Or you could call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537. This is where I found the link to my therapist through my local counselor. And then also, we cannot forget our affected others. My wife goes to Gam-Anon every week, and it's been a huge help to her. So anyone in your life who you feel like needs help or you've affected through your gambling, you can go to gamanon.org, GAM-ANON.org. The number is 718-352-1671.